I can't decide. Let's talk through that over and over again because I keep ruminating on this topic and I don't know what to do. I want to talk with you again and again and again and again and again on repeat.
Beyond the masks we wear and the roles we play lives a deeper truth about human connection. The most important relationship you'll ever have is the one with yourself. In Raw and Real in Relationships, Patricia Linder and Richard Morden guide listeners through authentic conversations about every connection that shapes our lives. Honest insights for transforming every relationship through self-discovery. Because when you truly know yourself, everything else changes.
Have you ever had this issue of you or your partner not being able to make a decision, to be clear, to choose, and to have this ongoing pattern of thinking and talking about it like an old worn out chewing gum, and that distracts and drains your partnership, your relationship? That is like no one wants to listen to this ongoing story of the same over and over again. Have you ever experienced that? In this episode of Raw and Real in Relationships, Richard and I are going to talk about exactly that, the decision-making process and what could help so that there is more energy for love that is flowing between you or friendship that is blossoming. Richard, I am so happy that we have this topic today and that we can talk about insights and aspects of this ongoing rumination process. And I would love you to dive into the topic with whatever thought comes up.
Thank you, Patricia. It's great to be here again. As we just did some work prior to this about, recycled thoughts or rumination when stuck patterns. I mean, many of us have done this and we keep bringing a topic up and people look around, oh, not that again, not that. Oh my God, stop, please stop, to choose. And we get caught up on a little bit of this, understanding the difference between a choice and a decision. Sometimes a choice is just testing something because we've been caught in a sense of make a decision, live with the consequences. So therefore we get paralyzed because, well, I've made so many bad decisions. I don't want to make another bad one. But when you make choices to test something or choices to have some minor experience, it allows you to have a deeper sense of it. Like just if you're choosing on having ice cream cone, and maybe the person will give you a couple different flavors on a little tab to say, I can choose this. I have a choice of what this tastes like, what this tastes like. Now I'm going to make a decision. This is the one I want. And we forget there are steps to this, but so many times we get caught up in cycles, recycling conversations of not, whether you're going to go on a trip, a minor trip or invest in something maybe small. I'm not talking big, and we just get so paralyzed. We just, the time goes by. We realize, it's too late. I should have made my decision, but it's gone now. We get into the cycle and become more and more disappointed with ourselves because why can't you make a darn decision? Just do something, and what we want to talk about is a couple of clearings because it moving out of the paralysis of it, choosing something to have an experience and choosing something so you take action. Action creates the experience, not paralysis and rumination of thinking. Because again, and we're not boring to ourselves and others. People aren't avoiding us because we're like, oh my God, are they in that story again? So we got to stop the story, stop the rumination, stop the recycle plans, and try something new. Try a new experience, a new restaurant, a new anything. Go ahead.
It's not about, excuse me to interrupt, but it's not about blaming people because I've been there, done that, and you maybe as well. I don't know. Yeah. It's not about blaming someone or judging someone who is in this phase of ruminating, not being able to make a decision, because there is always a root cause why people can't decide, and oftentimes there is a big fear, and it is better to stay in this comfort zone of pain or in this comfort zone that is uncomfortable than to make a decision, because what if because maybe there is something, or I don't know, I can't predict, and making up fantasies or a scenario, or coming up with, but did I talk about X, Y, and Z? And but what if? Have you experienced that with people you work with, Richard, or somewhere else? And what do you suggest when those what ifs, those buts, those I can't because come up? They are just fear patterns.
Having my experience with that again many times with people, I may not have had a decision in the past for them, or an offer, or an opportunity to see it in a different way. But we get caught up in these bridge words, because what if, and we're afraid of uncertainty. We think we have to know, and really we forget the universe is there for us to have an experience of what is possible. So I like to run using my time sweeps process on that, with the what ifs and just the patterns. We don't have to go deep diving into what the root pattern is, but just say, if you open all time sweeps on this stuckness, open all time sweeps on this, any words and get caught up in because, or I'm fear of uncertainty, I just say open all time sweeps, open, clear, delete, and allow that sawdust of energy to just be swept off the table.
Yeah.
So you're not caught in these little what if episodes, or brain cramps, and you're still able to make a choice. And I have to laugh. I give you a real story. One time, a guy at work said to me one time, he said, "You don't ask people if you're going to do something, you just go do it." And I looked at him and said, "Why would I ask you about something I want to do? You're not doing it. I am." So I would never really ask people about things. I was very spontaneous. I jumped on planes and traveled across the country because I wanted to have an experience.
Yeah.
So I didn't go what if. I just said I created my own experience. But it's so many times we want validation or confirmation, and then they say you told me, and I'm like,
Exactly.
we want to blame somebody for our own choices, and our work is so you make your choice. Be responsible for yourself, not as a child, but as an adult, to take action.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you mentioned the time sweeps, which is an amazing way of clearing those patterns that are maybe a little bit aware, maybe totally unaware. And I would love to talk about that in another episode, because I am so impressed by what it does every time we work on my limiting beliefs or my patterns. The other thing that I use very often, just to mention that as something to think about, is logosynthesis, that could be used in a similar but different way. And you don't even know what is limiting you, what is keeping you from taking action. We could work on this paralysis, how you called it, just by saying, and we clear with logosynthesis and the 3 sentences of it, everything that is limiting you or taking you or keeping you from taking the action. And that includes everything. So people do not even need to go to a space that might be really vulnerable or that might not be in their memory. So I think there are so many parallels between the ways we work with people that just keep ruminating and can't take a decision or can't make a decision. And I think it is so fascinating that patterns just clear, blockages just clear by applying either the one or the other, or maybe a third one. And yeah, just saying that people see there is light at the end of the tunnel of distracting and draining their sacred time with their friends or their loved ones.
And again, just to reference the clearings we use, you just so you have something to just maybe take you out of that mire of analysis paralysis. Just say, open up all these up, or all the unknown or known factors, and just say clear now.
Yeah.
Just simple things, so at least gives us some sort of tool to at least start the process of stepping out of the spiral thinking into a more process thinking. So all this confusion, open all the known and unknown, clear now, clear now, clear now, and just allow maybe that, and see what happens to you. Give us some feedback, because again, we get so caught in this rumination and paralysis, and we want to take action. So find something, reach out to us, and and we'll offer some more tips. But beautiful process today.
Yeah, and if you allow me to add something at the very end of this episode, we always say the most important relationship is the one with yourself. And so and that is a beautiful thing that you shared with me, and I so much appreciate that, Richard. Whenever you work on yourself, it will definitely affect everyone around you. So this is the only thing that you could do: work on yourself and clear your patterns, and just see the domino effect that happens, and the different the different ways of attracting things, and how the space clears when you do the work, and how people change in your surroundings. I just wanted to mention that because I am so appreciative of you saying that to me in one of the works that we did together.
Thank you so much. And you're right. As we continue to work on ourselves, our journey is never done. So we're always in our own process as well. And so we come to you with our authenticity of our journey and who we are as practitioners and caring people. And I'm very blessed to have such an incredible partner in this right now with Patricia, and all the work we do as we help each other along this path, and what we bring to you out there. Thank you.
Amazing. I love the kind words and the wrapping up of this episode, Richard. If you like this episode, just go to the other episodes of Raw and Real in Relationships with Richard and Patricia, and just watch out for the next episode. Thank you so much for listening to us and being here with us. Bye for now.
Remember, transformation isn't about perfection. It's about showing up authentically, one conversation at a time. Every relationship in your life has the potential to become deeper, more honest, and infinitely more fulfilling. But it starts with the courage to drop the mask and meet yourself exactly where you are. The work isn't always comfortable, but as Patricia and Richard demonstrate in every episode, it's always worth it. When you learn to love yourself fully, everyone around you feels the difference. Join us next time for Raw and Real in Relationships.